What's up, folks? I'm trying this again. I hope y'all can see out the windshield a little bit better today than you could yesterday. I cleaned it this morning. We ain't done nothing. We run the sawmill for a little while over there at Daddy's house. He's got a little wood miser. We cut a walnut or two up. He's got a wood miser LT40, an old one or an older one. He bought from a guy out west who moved around here and he didn't need it anymore. But so we went and messed around with it for a little while and got us some lunch and waiting on his truck to come back. He can't cut none today. It's wet. He's cut all the dry ground. So, we working on it though. Friday afternoon about 2:30, we probably fixing to get off because there ain't nothing else we can do. And we've cut all the wood we can cut. And I got wood stacked up around the deck. They're calling for rain pretty much all of next week. So if it rains all of next week, we're screwed anyway. So there ain't no need to stack too much up here on the deck. If we could cut it, we can't even cut it. So next thing to do is bite the bullet. Next week we'll probably put boards on the trailer on the gooseneck and pull it in the shop over there and do that. All that kind of good stuff. I don't know what these retards are doing. He's over here walking around the skidder, and then you got one of them sitting in a Jeep. That load, I don't know, the last load I shot a video of, that load weighed 86.8, I think. That was the load before the load this morning. The load this morning weighed 85.8. So I'm averaging pretty good on the weight, but I mean, y'all watched, that's all I can put on a truck. without it would being in the mill specifications. I got one sticking out a lot longer than the rest of them on that load. This stuff got some knots, some limbs on it. That's for sure. See all them vines? Yeah, that wood was clean whenever I put it there, but where that stuff comes out of the delimber, it all lays on top of it, unfortunately. The good thing is they're loose. They ain't growing around none of these trees, so all I gotta do is shake them like that right there. Most of the time they'll come out. And the mills really, they don't really like it to be in there, but they don't mind it too bad because they really, but it's rough on a pole saw, boy. Having to clean it up like that. You know, I bet Cotton Top and them never use a pole saw. With that processor, that must be nice. I don't know if I've ever seen them have a pole saw. We'll wear one out. We put some hours on a pole saw over here. Or anywhere, really, if we dealing with pulpwood. Major hours on a pole saw. I don't like the way that stuff's laying. See, we don't have plantations up here like Cotton Top and them do. They do down east, where them boys swamp log and all that. There's some pretty timber down that way, but up this way, you don't have no plantations with no trees. I mean, there's one or two around, but a warehouser owns land down toward the beach, down east. That's where most of the pine plantations are. And this place we're at right now, pretty much everything he's got has been planted at some point. But ain't none of it. I mean, that stuff right there across the path right there, that's some decent stuff. But you don't run across no big tracks. I mean, this track, this little block we're on right now is about probably all together, if they would have it all planted in pines, you probably have 120 acres of pine trees. Now there's one man I heard, I don't know, but there's one man out toward Chatham County, which is next county to the west of us, um, northwest of us. He owns a whole bunch of land, and he bought everything he had pretty much was planted in pine. Well, a few years ago, he clear cut everything. I mean, it was all pulpwood, and a lot of it, well, probably 60% of it, he clear cut, and I think he was going back and planting hardwood. Don't know what kind of hardwood or whatever, but that's what I heard. Which hardwood around here, hardwood logs, they're getting hard to find. You know, everybody's planting pine, but one day hardwood down this way might be obsolete at the rate we're going, because we cut it and then they plant it back with pine trees, and just steady getting rid of hardwood patches. Now there's still some hardwood bottoms and this, that, and the other, and whatever don't get planted with pine trees, usually very few people let the stuff naturally grow back anymore around here. I mean, there's some places that they do, but very few. They either building houses on it or planting it with pine trees. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't like cutting hardwoods. I love pine plantations, but I just think it would be smart for somebody for them to have to plant or have to let grow, a quarter of it grow back in hardwood or something to make sure we had hardwood in the future. But I don't know. I'm not a biologist or a tree person or none of that. All I do is cut them. I can tell you about what kind it is and all that, but I reckon up north is where they're wanting the hardwood to be grown because it grows better hardwood. There's some places around here now that grow some absolutely beautiful white oak, red oak, and poplar. That's just like that though. I mean, you don't see poplar like you used to around here. Gum will grow anywhere. I mean, that'll grow in ditch banks that get sprayed every year. Gum's not a hard tree to grow. Now, if you were probably trying to grow it, you probably couldn't get it to grow, but I don't know anybody that would want to grow gum. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, there's a mill up here that buys a little bit, but as far as gum logs, but most of it's pallet wood or cross ties. This load right here is going to turn out to be a right pretty load as far as I about loaded this and about as good as you're going to be able to get it from the way it's looking. I hope I don't jinx myself. I'll knock on wood, but um, logger's most difficult time is Friday afternoons most of the time when they're trying to go home. If it didn't break Monday, it's probably going to break Friday afternoons on the last load. A lot of people hate Mondays. I really don't mind them. Start of a new week, start of a new beginning to work. There's some days now I'll be dragging tail on Mondays, but most time by Friday I'm ready to see Monday again. I'm ready to have my 2 days off and relax and piddle and see what I can tear up, fix. And an ongoing cycle with a logger boy. Tearing stuff up, fixing it, going again. It's like I told somebody one time, I said a logger's the only person I know that buys something to tear up. I said, 'cause it don't matter how good you look after it, you put it in the woods, it's gonna get tore up. High paced, just. And there's some loggers out there now, I don't care if you give them a square box, they'll tear it up. I mean, a square block. It won't take them long either. We used to have somebody work for us, we said he needed to go in the Army and test their equipment. Because if it hold up under him, it hold up under anybody. Needless to say, he don't work for us no more. See, and the only reason it affected, the dirty windshield affected y'all, is because the sun, where the sun's beating in, it's blinding. It blinds me in the afternoon sometimes too. Later in the evening, it gets the worse it gets right here. That's how it is anywhere, because the sun gets lower. Y'all ever notice how the sun seems a whole lot brighter in the wintertime? I need to look that up and see why it does that. In the wintertime, everything seems like it's brighter. In the summertime, it seems like everything's mellowed out and just pleasant. Boy, oh boy, when it snows, gotta wear around with welding goggles on. I do. I got sensitive eyes anyway. That's why you don't ever see me really without glasses on, sunglasses on. I got a doctor's note for that stuff. I don't like that piece. It's too short. Neither one of the straps are gonna grab it. Not like they should. See, that's my number one thing whenever I'm loading these trucks. I try to load it safe as I possibly can, because them straps or chains, or it don't matter what you use, they're only there for looks pretty much. I mean, if the load turns over, you're done. I mean, which we've never had a load turn over as far as I know. We've cleaned up one or two from other loggers, but I don't believe A&B's ever had a load turn over. Now, I thought we were going to lose a few of them on the driveway going out, but, well, I didn't jinx myself. At least the loader didn't break. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all later.